Hey guys, welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa, and in today's episode, we are going to do a fundamental analysis of a particular stock. I know it's been a while since I've actually done a fundamental analysis of a stock, but today's stock is actually doing really well even in this horrible, stupid, bearish market that we're seeing right now, right? So this stock is constantly going up even in this market, and it is something that is, I can also say, slightly recession proof, that it will always be there whether you like it or not. The only thing is sometimes what happens is this entire stock is in the logistics segment. So sometimes what happens is when the fuel prices go up, the logistics segment usually takes a small hit. But I want you guys to start guessing the stock, and if I show you the stock price and if I show you the stock graph, you will be like, dude, what the hell, what is this stock? Because it's constantly going up. Again guys, please do your own research. We are here to learn about the logistics sector, not to go and buy a particular stock. So don't come and ask me tomorrow again. Okay, so let's understand and learn about how the logistics sector works, and if you can, try to guess the stock. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so guys, today we're going to do a logistics stock fundamental analysis. So let's go through it one by one. What we will learn today, we will first quickly do a company introduction. We will learn about the business segment. We will also do sector updates, and after that we will understand the Concall highlights. So don't worry, I've got you there as well. We will also do a quick financial analysis, and finally we will understand the future plans of this business. Okay, now I want you to guess the stock. Look at the stock price. Even in this bad market, it is hitting an all-time high and it is going up constantly, and this is a one-year graph. In the one-year graph, it is constantly going up. It started the year at around 300. Now it is currently trading at around 650. If you have not guessed the stock, it's okay. We'll still go one by one. Now this stock is currently trading at a market cap of 5,500 crores. It is a very famous name. You guys might have all heard about this. It is trading at a good ROCE of 22.9%, good ROE, which is return on equity of 25.6%, and a very good stock P ratio of 34.8, right? So this is looking very attractive right now. But again, I want you guys to guess the stock. It's okay if you don't know. Now this stock is currently engaged in logistics service. They have the largest fleet of owned vehicles in the country. By the way, they have a fleet of 4,879 vehicles, including good transport vehicles and 291 passenger buses. Come on guys, I've said passenger buses. You might have even traveled in this bus, right? The company basically now uses biodiesel, which is 23% of its fuel requirement in 2021. It helps it reduce the cost, and this company is actually operating at a very good margin as well. And finally, let's understand, if you guys haven't guessed it, we will understand that immediately after this slide. By the way, I want to tell you guys, on Sunday, I'm doing a masterclass. It is a free masterclass, free workshop. I am putting the link below as well. You can go register for it. It is basically of how to invest in the bear market, because a lot of people kept asking me about this. I thought, let me just do one masterclass. Also, there is a massive announcement at the end, only for the people who are in the masterclass. Okay, finally, let us guess the stock. Okay, what business segment does this stock operate in? This business currently operates in the goods transport business. It transports goods and services. 89% of this revenue as of FY22 comes from the goods transport segment, right? They are in 956 locations. They have 4,816 trucks. By the way, all of these trucks are owned by them. Most of them are owned by them. It is an asset owned, which is quite heavy, obviously, because a lot of loan will be required. Hub and spoke model. I'll talk about what hub and spoke model is as well, right? Now, if you have not guessed it by now, the name of the company is called VRL, and you might have even traveled in their buses. If you see, the bus operations doesn't give a lot of revenue. 89% of the revenue comes from the transport segment. Okay, so please understand this, because we do fundamental analysis. We need to learn about this, right? So goods and transport business gives the most amount of revenue. Second comes the bus operations. Third comes wind power, and fourth comes passenger by air. They also have air transport. Okay, it's crazy. But either way, let's not look at all of that. Now, if you look at the B2B business, which is mainly the goods and transport business, they have 4,394 vehicles, out of which all of them are 91% is debt free. Means they've already cleared the loan out of all of this. So that is insane, right? Now, they're focusing on high margin businesses, right? Because basically they want to do this hub and spoke model, and we'll talk about what this hub and spoke model is. They have a pan-India presence. That is why they are very good. They have an asset-owned business model. Basically, they own everything, boss. They own the trucks, they own the properties, they own the branches, they own the office. Everything is under them as well, right? Now, if you look at the significance of these owned vehicles, right, it enables them to control the operation cost very significantly. They can do higher payload per vehicle for major consignments. They basically enables them to do large number of routes, obviously, because it's their own vehicle, so they don't have to do too much, and they obviously have better control over all of this, right? The bus segment. Now, this is where me and you would have gone in a VRL bus some time ago. The bus segment is again something that was there from a very long period of time, but only gives 9% of the revenue. So if you actually look at VRL bus, you'll be like, oh, this is their main business. No, boss, their main business is not this, but we'll come to more on that later. What is their advantage? They have a pan-India surface logistics segment. They have diversified customer base. They have in-house software technology. Basically, they own everything. Now, what is hub and spoke model, right? Hub and spoke model is basically this beautiful thing in the entire logistics space where they collect all the, so basically it's the hub and spoke. Okay, so let me tell you how it is. There is a central hub all the time in each location. So what happens is, all the goods in transport start picking up all the goods from different locations and first come to a centralized hub. After they take everything and come to a centralized hub, from there it starts going out to the final destination. So understand, there's a hub in the middle and the trucks are like the spokes, right? So they all come one by one and deposit everything in this hub, and then after that they use technology and they find out which is the optimal route for going and delivering all of this. Then they start doing it in a very efficient model. So that is how it basically works. Now, coming to the sector updates, because we can't leave the sector behind. Now, this is very important. Why is VRL, even in such a bad market, growing, right? We will need to understand the sector. So if you look at the entire transportation segment, it is a very unorganized market. It is not good at all. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are in the logistics department or even trading in the logistics space or working in the logistics space, but you would know this, that there's this new thing called e-way bill that has come out, and my friends are there, so they know exactly what this is. So e-way bill is coming in a sea change in transparency and consolidation. So basically, every time you do an e-way bill, you have to tell exactly where your truck is from, where it is going, how much goods it is carrying. Everything has to be there from day one, right? And you have to take this in advance. So what happens is, a lot of unorganized players are not able to keep up with this because they have to pay a lot of money for getting the e-way bill as well, right? So GST and e-way bill is destroying the unregulated market, number one. Now, because of the development of roads and the connectivity of roads is increasing a lot, the transportation is now becoming easy to do. The maintenance is going down and it is easy. But obviously, now diesel and petrol prices are slightly higher. That is why they have shifted to biodiesel to reduce the cost that might come on them, right? Now, change in perception of logistics being more than just transportation and warehousing, but as a specialized function. Because now, if you look at all the new startups that are coming, all the new big businesses, leave startups that are coming, logistics has become one of the most key and important things. Even if you look at Amazon, for them, logistics is so important, right? So now logistics by air is very difficult. Obviously, it has to be by road. So these new hub and spoke models and these new connectivity that is happening, the roads are becoming better. Obviously, these things will start doing really well. Okay. Now, as I said, the three things that are actually impacting the service providers is transportation, warehousing, and opportunity for logistics operators. Now, because of the GST impact and because of e-way bill, it is becoming very good for regulated players in the space, because now for transportation, they can increase their capacity, and because if they have hub and spoke, they can reduce the transportation cost and become more efficient. Now, because of warehousing, post GST, the customer warehousing requirements has consolidated, and now it's moving to a centralized location closer to the main demand market. So now they're making hubs everywhere where there is a lot of demand. So all these small things like this are very important, right? Now, coming to the Concall highlights, what is happening with the company? Now, usually it would take you a lot of time to go through the entire Concall, but we have broken it down in a very simple way for you guys so that you don't have to do so much effort. I'll do it for you. Don't worry. Okay. Now, if you look at the Concall, 3-4 things very important, quickly we'll pick up, right? Now, what they're saying is there has been a strong pickup of demand from new end industries like betel nuts and tea leaves, areca nuts. All of these small things are getting new demand, and for that you need trucks, right? You need these because obviously I can't transport tea leaves and betel leaves through the air, so you need trucks. Now, impact from fuel price hikes, because this is something we spoke about. Now, fuel prices were approximately 10% higher since October, right? Now, despite the elevated level, the company has given a strong margin because what they have done is they have passed on this excess fuel price increase to customers. How can they do that? Is because when you have such a good operations, when you have good technology, when you have most of the vehicles under yourself, you can beat the market with your unit economics. So whenever the fuel price goes up, instead of doing it at a loss, they give the cost back to the consumers. This is just beautiful business model analysis. Okay. Now, business activity के हिसाब से if you look at it, logistics activity has been very strong in this for Q4 to FY22, and improved economic activity is also evident from the recent GST and e-way bill data. So if you actually go and check the e-way bill data, you will see that a lot of transport is happening in this space right now. Now, finally, The shift to organized sector is the biggest thing that is happening, because earlier on there were so many people in the unorganized sector. Now after April 1st 2022, e-invoicing will be compulsory for all entities with a revenue of over 200 million rupees, right, which is approximately 20 crores. Now there is a lot of pressure on a small fleet operators, because they now need compliance, more cost, they need technology, more cost, they need maintenance, more cost, billing, more cost. Now obviously the cost of operation will start going up, and that is where VRL comes in as a savior, because they've already done this from day one, so it's going to be very easy for them. Now this will shift a lot of businesses from the unorganized market, because they'll be expensive, to VRL, who's already a big company, and it might be cheaper than the competition as well. So now these guys are going to start getting a lot of business slowly going forward. And what are they doing? They're also saying that we will do a lot of expansion in the branches. We're going to increase our branches. We are going to do a lot of capex. So they're doing a major FY23 capex, mainly to fleet addition. What is fleet addition? Adding more trucks, adding more buses. This is what they're doing, right? They're adding more vehicles onto their thing. Diesel procurement. What they're doing right now is VRL is currently sourcing its entire diesel needs from retail pumps, which is your normal pumps, right? Its fuel cost is lower as compared to that in the last 2 quarters. The company has cut its biofuel usage to 2 to 3% from 23 levels in FY21, given higher palm oil prices. So all of these small things are happening. And if you look at the volume, they're increasing their branch, they're doing more capex, more fleet. All of this is going to impact, and it is obviously going to become better for them. Now let's look at the shareholding pattern, because obviously, Shashank, this is important. If you look at the shareholding pattern, almost 70%, 69.59 is still with the promoter. That means it is very good that their promoter has still a lot of skin in the game. And mutual funds have 15% of this company, and general public like me and you only have 10%. So that means most of it is with the mutual funds and FPIs. That way it is good. And if you look at the shareholding pattern across quarters, the shareholding pattern has only been increasing, not decreasing. That is a good sign of a good business. Coming to financial analysis. Okay. Let's look at FY21, FY22. FY21, they made 1,700 crores. FY22, they made 2,393 crores. So that means they have done an increase. And if you look at FY21, they had a dip, but before that also they were making in 2,000 crores. Basically, they have just grown over a period of time, right? And if you look at the quarter-on-quarter revenue, you'll see it is very healthy. And that is why the stock price is also going. And their EBITDA margin, I'll come to that in a separate slide. I'll show you their EBITDA margin. But before that, let's look at the profit and loss. Over a long period of time, they have been consistently growing. And if you look at their EBITDA margin, operating profit margin, it has been growing from 12% earlier to 17% right now. Their EBITDA margin has also gone up. Their EPS has also gone up to 18 rupees, and they're giving a good healthy dividend payout ratio. Coming to some of the numbers and some of the stats, I know it might be confusing. Don't worry, I'll just make the important ones for you. EBITDA margin that you see, which is exhibit number 2, right? If you look at EBITDA margin, it is consistently at 19, 17, 18, 19. This is good, right? Because they're consistently at the same, even though the fuel prices have gone up, they're maintaining a healthy EBITDA margin. That means they're operating very smartly, and they're passing on this fuel price to the end customer. So that is why it is very important to look at all of this, right? Now, coming to research reports. Okay, now what are research reports saying? Because we need to look at all angles when we do a particular analysis of a fundamental business, right? If you look at the research reports, what they're saying is VRL is now well placed to add fleet capacity of massive fleets, which will use to operate and capitalize on its growth opportunities. They have basically changed their entire situation. From current market price was 600. Motilal Oswal is giving an upward target price of 720, which is a gain of 20%. Again, guys, they can be wrong. It's not like everyone is right. So you have to do your own research, but understand how this business is working, right? And main important thing is that. Now, what are the future plans of this business? What is going to happen in the future, right? Again, they're going to focus on margin and continue to focus on growth, which is a good thing. They're not even a $1 billion company. They're still at 5,500 crore market cap. That means there is more scope for the logistics segment to grow and become much better, right? I would rather take a bet on this than say Delivery or any other company that is coming on. They're focusing on increasing their geographical presence, and now they're going to go on literally every other place, focusing on improving their operating kilometers of owned vehicles, so that they go to more regions and start doing more deliveries as well. So all of these small things, don't worry, I'm going to share this PPT for you, obviously fully free. I'm going to share all of this for you guys, so you can go check it out after this session, right? Maybe there's too many things you want to see, don't worry, you can do that as well. Now, capex plan, capital expenditure, right? This, when they spoke about this, we saw that other stocks fell down. This stock did not fall down, in fact it went up, right? Now, mode of financing is mix of debt from banks and little bit of internal accruals. Internal accruals means your own money. Proposed addition is 1,600 customized trucks, 1,000 trucks of Tata, right? And then more and more trucks of Tata and Ashok Leyland. Basically, they're adding massive trucks, and this is going to start. They can expect this in April 2022, and over a time frame from 12 to 18 months, they slowly start adding this. The investment required is 560 crores that they need, right? Comprising of chassis cost around 470 crores, and the balance being body and build. Either which way, these are all the small things that are coming up right now. Very important. And again, guys, I want to tell you guys again, this is only for educational purpose so that you understand how fundamental analysis is done and how this business works on. It is very interesting to look at this because I don't want you guys to start investing and making a wrong decision. So please learn, understand why this business is doing this business, why is it doing well. Only after you do your own research, start investing in this, right? Again, I want to thank you guys. I hope you guys like the quick fundamental analysis, and if you do, please click on the like button, share it with your friends, and click on that red button, subscribe, because now I'm not going to say don't subscribe. Okay, this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye.